Hey, Narrative Mindsetters, how's it going? In this episode, you have to kind of bear with me. I'm recording this episode, but I'm also sitting here uh, surfing the net also. Hope everybody's doing all right. Hope everybody had a good week. That is that's what matters at the end of the day, that you made it through the week. You're doing pretty good, or you're making it. That's what we're all doing, is making it. But if you possibly hear something, maybe a little click or something, that's because I'm right here. I'm surfing the internet. I'm on my YouTube page, stuff you should think about right now, where I post. I post stuff for both of my podcasts. So if you want, go check that out. Subscribe. Leave a comment for my either podcast, and just see how that goes. I can definitely use the subscribers, but I also want to make sure that people understand that I, I'm I want organic growth. I don't really do. Some people, they get online, they're basically, begging people, hey, subscribe, this, that, and other. And you're just a subscriber. You're not interested in their content. You're just subscribing because they said subscribe. So that's really not what I want. Although I do appreciate those people also, but I want organic growth. So that's the thing there. And not really doing too much this weekend. Got a break from the job, which is it's going okay. Not going to say anything about that. I, believe it or not, I did apply for something else already, only because Amazon's they have a how many packages they want you to deliver per hour. And it works sometimes, but it's not always. You're not always on that whole. That you're not always on that. So that's why I decided. So let me apply for something else that's a little bit not as you need to get this many packages done per hour type of thing. So, but I mean, uh, all in all, it's a pretty decent job, and a lot of good people, good environment, and things. Although I do wonder how some of those, I guess I call them step van drivers, how they get theirs done. They get a full truck done before I get my regular truck done. And that's pretty interesting because I mean they gotta be. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew their secret. I think the fastest I've went, I think, is maybe it might be 25, 26 packages an hour. You know, with my current system, I open up my tote and I brought this little container that I put on the front seat to put a couple packages in because it's easier to do it that way. And so then when I stop, the packages aren't sliding all over the seat. So that works. But all in all, I mean, you still have to, you still have to get in and out of the truck with seatbelt and all this other stuff. So it's it's definitely a process. But anywho, um, yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, they changed our off days. So instead of having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, I got Sunday and Monday, go to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I got a Friday off. And then I'll be back, I think, Saturday after that. So, and then they changed our start time a little bit. It went from 10:25 to 10:10. And I'm already there anyways at 10, so it's not a huge deal. But well, in the meantime, I'm still I guess what do you call it? Still hustling my podcast and keeping that going. And that's a process, and I finally got my sound together, as you can hear. And it works pretty good, and it's really true what these people say. It's all about, your environment and what you have going in. I mean, you can get a ton of plugins, but that they're not going to they're not going to fix a bad recording coming in. That's just not going to happen. There are some of them. There are some plugins that do a pretty good job, but a lot of them aren't going to fix a bad recording coming in. So you definitely, for those of you that need to, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people need to keep that in mind, especially as new podcasters, because you have to kind of, you go through that process of trying to learn how to work everything and how to get a good podcast, how to get a good sound, yada yada yada, and it is a process. It really is, but it's like anything else. I mean, you have to keep at it, and that I found that's with anything. You just have to keep at it. You can't give up. You can't just say, no, I can't do this or whatever. Because what keeps me going is that I know nobody's coming to save me. I know if I quit, nobody's coming to save me. I know if I just give up, nobody's coming to save me. So it's like it's pointless to try and give up, because you'll just be giving up, and that'll be it. There's no, hey, let me, come hold your hand. All of that is like, deal with whatever comes along and keep it moving. Take hits, keep on moving. Learn from it and keep moving. So, but yeah, like I said, I am surfing the internet while I'm recording, but I'm not sure what I'll do today. I know I gotta go over to the grocery store. I gotta pick up some some more waters that I have, and that'll probably be it. I got I'm going to take my car out. I'm gonna take it to the car wash and wash it. I meant to do it yesterday, but car wash was closed. I got off. I think I got back at like 7 something. I think that car wash must close at, I don't know, probably 8 o'clock or something like that. So I'll head over there today and and uh head over there today and wash my car. I usually only wash it about once a week, and just to get that out the way. It's funny because I got out yesterday, and then I think it was a Camaro. It had to be like I don't know. It had to be like a Z01 or something. And I tapped my brake. I tapped my pedal a little bit, but I was no match for him. He smoked me easy without even trying in my 5.0 Mustang. But, thing about me, one thing about it, I look good, sound good, but I'm really not out there racing, because usually when you try to race and everything, what ends up happening? You usually end up a tree somewhere. And me, I really can't afford that because I have a nice 5.0 Mustang convertible, but, keyword convertible. So anything happens, I'm toast, so I'm not doing that. Plus it's fast. It's faster than I'll ever go. So, I can hit the gas, spin the tires, it's got a lot of power, but it's faster than I'll ever go. So, I'm not really concerned about that. I don't really want to tear up my car, because it's all fun and games till you over in a ditch somewhere and everybody looking at you like, you dummy. So I don't get into that. But it's fun to drive. I like love the sound of my pipes and everything. So I'm good. Good enough for me. But for those of you that are listening, hey, make sure you if my content interests you, or you want to hear something, you want to talk about something, leave it in the comment, follow, subscribe, whatever. I appreciate all my listeners, and let's keep this podcast going because I'm not stopping for anything. One day it will be a big podcast. Have a good one.